Hi. If you're an atheist, or a Jew, or a Muslim, uh, then you believe Christianity is a lie. And if so, I would like you to give me your take of how this ended up in the Bible, the before scriptures, if you're a Muslim, the Torah, if you're a Muslim, and how this ended up in there, if Christianity is false. I made a video a little over a week ago of what I learned when I went to a church in the Humboldt area. What I learned is that the names in Hebrew, like Adam, Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, they all mean something in Hebrew. For instance, Adam means man. Seth, who Adam begat, means appointed. Enosh means mortal. Kenan means sorrow. Mahalalel means the blessed God. Jared shall come down. Anyway, what happens is, if you have them in order, and which they are in order, if you follow the begats from Adam to Noah, Adam begat Seth, Seth begat Enosh, follow that order. It spells out a Christian message. It spells out, well, I'll read it to you. Man appointed mortal sorrow. The blessed God shall come down, teaching. His death shall bring the despairing rest or comfort. And right there you have the Trinity, because the blessed God shall come down, teaching. And his death shall bring the despairing rest or comfort. Now, if I were an atheist, I'd say, well, see, what happened was the Jews saw the Passover lamb, and how the blood of the spotless lamb was put over doors, and to keep the firstborn of Israel from dying with the firstborn of Egypt, which means that the firstborn of Egypt would probably live also if they had the blood over them, and well, anyway. Oh, there's a God. But since I'm not an atheist, I can't see it that way. And since I'm not a Muslim, I can't see it that way, or a Jew. But if you're a Jew, what is your take on that in there, in Genesis? And if you're a atheist, what is your take? Why should that be in there if Christianity is false? Anyway, I'm going to go to Isaiah 53, which was also in that Easter message, post-Easter message I saw in Redway. And I'm going to read that to you. And the thing is, Jews and atheists, and possibly Muslims too, believe this is talking about Israel and not about Jesus. And I'm going to read it and see if I can see any sign of Israel in here and not Jesus. Okay? So, and if you're an atheist or a Muslim or a Jew, let me see if you still think it's Israel that's talking about and not a future depiction of Jesus. Okay? Okay, Isaiah 53, New International Version, NIV. Who has believed our message, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? He grew up before him like a tender shoot, and like a root out of dry ground. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him. In other words, Jesus was kind of like me, boring to look at. Nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain. Like one from whom people hide their faces, he was despised, and we held him in low esteem. Okay, this is supposed to be Israel? The atheists and Jews believe so. Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering. Yet we considered him punished by God, stricken by him, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was with him, was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. We all, like sheep, have gone astray. Each one has turned to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquities of us all. Lord laid on Israel the iniquity of us all. Okay. Okay. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. And I think, as I remember, he didn't open his mouth very much. At least, not very much. He said, "Yeah, your words, not mine." Okay. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as sheep before its shears is silent. So he did not open his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. And yet who of his generation protested? For he was cut off from the land of the living. He died. For the transgression of my people he was punished. The transgression of my people Israel was punished. What? He was assigned a grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, though he had done no violence, nor was there any deceit in his mouth. Yet it was the Lord's will to crush him and to cause him to suffer. And though the Lord makes his life an offering for sin, sin offering, so Israel became a sin offering for the world. But see, it makes sense of all the sin offerings and blood atonement mentioned in the Torah. All his book given to Musa. He will his offspring and prolong his days, and will the Lord will prosper, and the will of the Lord will prosper in his hand. After he has suffered, he will see the light of life and be satisfied. By his knowledge, my righteous servant will justify many, and he will bear their iniquities. That sounds like Jesus to me, Therefore I will give him a portion among the great, and he will divide the spoils with the strong, because he poured out his life unto death, and was numbered with the transgressors. For he bore the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors. In other words, he made sense of all the sin offerings and blood atonement mentioned in the Torah, all this book in Musa. Made sense of that metallic snake held upon a stick, and you look on it, the snake venom doesn't hurt you anymore. Anyway, if you're an atheist or a Jew, you'll say, see, that's talking about Israel. If you're a Christian, you'll say, see, that's talking about Jesus. If you're a Muslim, you'll say, oh, the Jews went back in time and they changed all his words. Even though the Quran says no one can change all his words. So anyway, to me, that's talking about Jesus, because I'm a person of the book of the Christian type. But if you're an atheist or a Muslim or a Jew, give me your take of why that's in there, okay? Bye.